All right, thank you for your patience and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Wednesday, February 4th. I think we're here. Thank you for being patient with me here. Just some technical difficulties getting on the air here with our coverage here for Wednesday, but we'll have some news and some previews here for you in the next hour or so. We got a big game, big slate too, so that didn't help. Also, I mean, that's the gist of the story here, but still got to get those games together and get our previews together here, despite a few glitches along the way. Thank you so much. You're an important audience to me, and I'd never take advantage of your time, but I was able to make it on here, and hey, I've got my previews ready to go. So thank you for joining me here on the show. What a day so far it's been in sports as we process trades across the landscape in the NBA. And hey, I know we're not done yet, so too bad nothing will happen on the air here. But man, how about the moves so far, including the big Clippers, Cavs trade? I mean, we said it basically point blank, right, that it would be James Harden for Darius Garland, and they did have to throw in that number 2 pick as well to even things out. So the Cavs will inherit the James Harden's salary. A lot of people throwing James Harden under the bus. He's made a lot of sacrifices in his career. Yeah, maybe he has had some, rough times along the way. It doesn't always look like the best team player, but he's been there and done that, and well, the Caps are going to get a chance to utilize his talents, and we'll see if Garland has struggled coming back from that toe surgery, but it does seem to fit perfectly with the Clippers. So maybe it's a win for both teams. I'm sure the Clippers don't mind the deal themselves here. I'm sure they feel like they're improved, but we'll see. Sometimes you rely on Harden, and sometimes he comes through big time, but they'll have to do it without him here, and we'll see if Garland can be the man to get the Clippers over the top. So, you got a guy 25 points a game in Harden, obviously 18 points a game in Garland, but there's some other intangibles in there. So also, the report was the Clippers players were shocked and disappointed by the trade. I don't know if it's winky among the Clippers, but that was the story anyway. And we'll see what happens next with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Could the Warriors? I mean, the big talk here was, what could the Warriors possibly do? Now, it does seem like some other names have come in. Minnesota is getting pretty hot on the deal too. But if the Warriors were to add Draymond Green to the trade offer with Kuminga, maybe they could do it for Giannis. It looks like Butler will be off the table here. Butler wants to stay a Warrior probably for the remainder of his career from the reports, but it looks like maybe they'll pull him off the table still. You don't know if Milwaukee would go for such a deal. Hey, Memphis and Utah, blockbuster 11-player plus pick deal. Utah gets Jaren Jackson, 19 points per game scorer. Jock Londale, Concar in there. Ben Williams. The Grizzlies get a number one. Oh, man. But Walter Clayton, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks in there, Georges Niang. So Memphis is now stockpiled. They're like the Oklahoma City Thunder of the future here if they can just get it going. 12 number 1 picks over the next 7 years. I mean, where are you going to get all that money to pay all these guys? But that's where Memphis now resides, up there in the penthouse of picks with that huge deal there, Memphis and Utah. Detroit and Chicago, along with Minnesota, with a 3-team deal. The Pistons then guard Jaden Ivey, Mike Conley to the Bulls. Detroit gets Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and a number one. The Timberwolves get salary cap relief through that deal. And Boston and Chicago, the trade, the Celtics move Anthony Simons to the Bulls for center Nikola Vucevic. And also, what else could happen here in the next 24 hours plus? The Lakers maybe shopping Rui Hachimura. Sacramento, could they get rid of Sabonis? The Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns, are they meant to be? And Ja Morant, who's going to take him? Maybe he's going to be stuck on Memphis. So just some of the big moves there on Tuesday heading into the trade deadline. You got to think we're going to be firing away here on some more picks here in the next coming hours. I said 24 hours. We know it's less than that. So see what happens there. All right. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Really appreciate everyone there. I could go through the comments from the first part of the show, but thank you for your comments in there. And don't forget to visit us over at Tony'sPicks.com. Get our premium picks over at Tony's Picks, including mine here. I did have some winners on Tuesday in the NCAA action. A fun day yesterday with some of the college games. Wow. I had winners over at Tony's here. Let me bring up the handicapper leaderboards over at Tony's Picks. There we go. See who did well on the leaderboards for Tuesday. Atop the board, David Racy 6-2, Nick Lagaretos 3-0 in there, Jorge Gonzalez 4-1, Solo Malone 6-3, Al Ninos won both his picks. Steve Duncan rolls in hockey 6-4. You got Ron Hahn, Vegas Al. Hopefully you're able to check out his show waiting for me anyway. And he had a winner in his only pick in there as well. And there's the other group. Got a couple guys, some guys at 2-1, including me. I had VCU and Fordham to go under as a premium pick, and I had UCLA also as a premium pick yesterday over Rutgers in some of that college action. A real good card yesterday. How about some of the highlights from Tuesday, including how about Miami of Ohio? Look, they didn't cover, but they're still the kind of the story here with that win over Buffalo. Buffalo gave them a battle certainly there yesterday, but Miami of Ohio was able to get the win in the end. They did not cover. We did have the winner on the under in that game here on Night Moves to be fair there, but still Miami of Ohio wins again to keep that winning streak going. Wow, just terrific here. Pardon me here, just a little, some of the issues I was having here. All right. So Miami of Ohio keeps rolling with that winning streak there. Hey, we had other winners here on Night Moves last night, including the under Illinois, Chicago, and Murray State had the winner there on the under. Also over Nevada and Boise State, winner here on the show yesterday as part of our coverage. Felt like a pretty good day for sure there yesterday with our picks here on the show. All right, we're going to get ready to go here, but don't forget, check us out over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine over there for a busy Wednesday. We got a huge college basketball slate, also NBA, NHL. Part of my problem when we have some internet issues kind of keeps prevents the handicapping. So it wasn't so much getting on the air, but making sure we had all the information ready to go. So appreciate your patience here with me, and we'll get ready to go here on the show. Let's see. I want to just see who's here, though, waiting for me. Appreciate it, guys. Oh, man. You guys are making me feel good in there with some of the comments, I think. Am I okay in here? All right. Maybe I got dealt for a player to be named later. and hopefully you guys are ready for the Super Bowl as well this week. Look, a lot of people are giving me the business. Hey, where's this Pro Bowl preview? I gotta be honest, you guys. Uh, I've tried giving any of these all-star formats. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to all-star games, and I wasn't interested. I was not interested in that flag football game. I mean, you see, it's just kind of a goofball game there. Anyways, you know what the solution is really here with the Pro Bowl? Because you see some players in there, right? We mentioned, look, Shedeur Sanders had a nice little debut to his season. If you put him up against the rest of the quarterbacks, probably wouldn't be um, a Pro Bowl in there, right? A Pro Bowl caliber player, if you know what I mean, right? So why not just take players who want to play one more football game, right? I mean, we know the problems with the uh, game, the Pro Bowl in particular, because of the dangers of football. You don't want to get out there, but it really was never a problem back for many more years. Many years ago, right? Playing the game, yeah, they go half speed. Let that happen, but why not have a game where you could have maybe some up and coming stars like a Shedeur Sanders, right? But also, how about old veterans that want one more try? Guys going out, retirement players, right? Or players who are on a free agent, looking for a new home, need maybe one more chance to shine. Let them go through the process. Let them get some coaching, some instruction, and play one real football game. That's what people want to see, anyways. We're already disappointed, that we won't have a football for 29 more weeks. So I'd say get together a game of people who want to play, and you could still call it the Pro Bowl. These guys are professionals, right? We don't need to. You could still have your awards, your honors. In fact, I prefer an award show with the best, uh, with all those guys getting their awards and being acknowledged, right? You can still have all that, but just go through it and have a real football game, even if you're going through the motions a little bit. Give those NFL heroes one more game, right, on the field to play against one another. That's what I would say to do. You can solve this and have a real football game out there still. Uh, you know, no one's going to get hurt. I mean, you got insurance with these guys, you would think, unlike the baseball tournament they're supposed to have. Okay. Hey, click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and that's how you get signed up. Thanks for all those comments, you guys. We're ready for the show. I've been ready for the show, but after getting all the uh, extra, the emergency capping in there a little bit as well. But then you got to get the graphics together. So we got the graphics together and we're ready to go. Check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. We're on a little bit of a roll here right now in some of the other sports. So check me out. Why not get an all 3-day all sports pass? Let's go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with me for $99. Going to get plenty of picks from me over the next 3 days here when you subscribe over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, that's going to get me going here and ready to go with our previews for today. We had some great winners too in the NBA yesterday, didn't we? We had the Knicks and the Wizards game to go over. A winner on night moves. Man, we couldn't miss on a couple of these games on night moves yesterday. We also had the Nuggets against the Pistons. They were able to get the money there yesterday. For in the Nuggets game, even though the Pistons got the win, the Nuggets got the money there. We had Utah yesterday as well. They won the game on the road against Indiana. We also had Boston and Dallas game to go under yesterday. Oklahoma City, we had them to rout Orlando. They did just that. And then late night in there with the late games. Just want to mention, in case you missed it, that Phoenix Portland game, man, that thing ran really late there yesterday. I did have took the L there with the under, but Phoenix came back to win 130 to 125. Philadelphia beat the Warriors. Hey, let's get to the NBA previews here right now and get going with our coverage for Wednesday, February 4th. Appreciate you joining me here on Night Moves. Get ready. I want to get your picks in the chat. All right, I'm ready. A few more comments here from you guys. Thank you. Hey, hello to there's Solo getting his props in the chat there. And let's see who else. Anything else? Appreciate it, Solo. We're just going over the leaderboards in there. So good job yesterday. Dimitri's in here as well. Let's get started with our coverage here on Wednesday. We've got a 7-game NBA card ready to go. I'm ready to go. And let's get to it. Started off here with, a good one, right? With the Nuggets taking on the Knickerbockers here. Nuggets, of course, coming off the game there against Detroit. Man, that was a good one, but Detroit was still able to get the money. Denver, no slouch here, but they have lost 2 in a row. The Knicks just keep rolling right now. With another win last time out. We beat Washington there last night by the score of 132-101. Knicks crushed yesterday on the road. We did have the over in that game, and Knicks were all over the Wizards there early and often. We're rolling up a big lead for the Nuggets here. The back-to-back losses, but they continue to be a solid proposition on the road, 18-9. ATS on the road, 13-6 against the spread as an underdog. The Knicks come in here 19-8 right now against the spread at home, and 25-19 as a favorite. So 2 teams in their preferred roles here, I think, if you will, with the Denver and the Knicks. These 2 teams have not yet played here this season, but a good matchup here with these 2, given the Knicks have won 7 straight games coming in and covered the spread in all 7 right now. For Denver, 5-2 against the spread in their last 7, but the Knicks have given them trouble in recent years. The Knicks have also here won and covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams overall. Denver's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games, and they're 17-10 to the over on the road. The Knicks come in here having gone under in 8 of their last 9 games coming into this one. And I don't know, I kind of think this one's going to be an under here, despite the fact that the Nuggets are kind of an over team on the road, sitting there at 226. What can I say? The Knicks, this role that they're on, the fact that both teams are on a back-to-back, I'd have to think that favors the Knicks a little bit here at home. And plus, we see what the Nuggets will be up to. In fact, look at this spread. I mean, this thing's gone up here in the last couple of minutes. I'm showing that Circa has just moved this game to 6.5 right now as we speak, and the total's even creeping up here too. I don't tell you what. Like I said, I was thinking under here myself, but this total is starting to rise, and I do like the Knicks. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Knickerbockers in this one. And in fact, you can look some 6.5s here right now. I'm leaning over, but I think this one's moving higher here right now, and I'm not so sure that that's the right move, but I'm going to pivot a little bit. I'll take the New York Knicks here. Probably going to have to lay 6.5 the way this is going. And like I said, you just have to see what the Nuggets end up having here for, if they need Jokic on a breather here in this one or something. Not sure about the 1-point move here at Circa. For the Nuggets, Spencer Jones is questionable here. Aaron Gordon remains out indefinitely for the Knicks. Mitch Robb, Miles McBride going to be questionable here in this one. Let's go to the chat and see if you guys have any comments on this game. We're going to start it off here with Mr. Wesker is going to take the Knicks here in this one. Cal Dog says the Knicks will keep it going. Timmy Chushu says Jokic will put up a show in the Garden here, and he likes him for a triple-double. Also, Andrew is on the Nuggets. The Nuggets were good enough. The Nuggets were good enough for me yesterday, but I don't know if I'm gonna take the Knicks here in this one to cover against Denver on Wednesday night. All right, Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Toronto Raptors. Another nice game here in a conference matchup.
Urgent message.
You have Minnesota here coming in off of a loss at Memphis, 137 to 128. A couple of nights ago, they played back-to-back games in Memphis. Remember, they won the first one, but Memphis came up to beat them in the rematch. For Toronto here, they come in off of the win over Utah, 107 to 100 at home, but they did not cover 10.5 here. These two teams have not yet met this season. In fact, on the actual calendar, these teams have not met actually in 14 months. The Raptors come in 13-9 as an underdog against the spread. They're still an underdog here, total to 25.5. So Wolves, we know, have been not the best of favorites here, 17-23. ATS as a favorite. Toronto is 14-11 straight up at home. Minnesota 14-12, however, straight up on the road. For Minnesota here, they've won and covered 4 of their last 5 coming in. Toronto's won 5 of their last 7 games, but have won just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 at home. However, Minnesota just 4-11 straight up in the last 15 games against Toronto. That's, sample size here really of about 7 or 8 years actually. And they're also just 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 against Toronto over the last couple of seasons. So I got to take the Raptors, I think, in this one between Minnesota and Toronto. Give me Toronto in this one. Toronto's gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've also gone under in 7 of the last 10 meetings against the Timberwolves, but I'm going to take the Raptors here to win at home against the Timberwolves here on Wednesday. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one. Minnesota taking on Toronto. All right, in the chat, we've got Mr. Wesker is liking the Raptors here on the money line. Raptors first half for Timmy Two Shoe. Thank you to the chat pros here today for being patient here today. And Nas Reed, 3 threes for Timmy Two Shoe. I'll take the Raptors here in this one. Right, next up, the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Pelicans about a 4.5, 5-point favorite here. Total 223 or so in this one, with Pelicans laying the points on the road here right now. That's how Milwaukee has been tumbling here. Look, things haven't been great for Milwaukee. And yes, Giannis is out, but are we overreacting a little bit here to this situation? Now, there are some other injuries of note here for sure for the Bucks right now. You've got Bobby Portis questionable, Gary Harris here questionable. Could there be a trade in the next 12 hours or so that could shake up this lineup a little bit? I don't know if you put that into the handicap, but it does seem a little bit, to have a 5-point favorite here for New Orleans. I mean, as dismal as this Milwaukee team has been, the Pelicans have still lost a couple in a row here as well. Losses to Philadelphia and Charlotte on the road. Meanwhile, for Milwaukee, they're at least coming in off of a win over the Bulls. Pardon me, folks, over the Bulls there last night. I mean, they were able to get it done. So, I mean, they're not totally throwing this one to the Wolves, although granted, it's Milwaukee that's on the back-to-back here. So maybe that's built into it a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it'd be anywhere close to, 5 points worth. Milwaukee crushed the Bucks last night, 131 to 115. So, look, the Pelicans still aren't great. I will say this: the Pelicans have been a favorite 5 times this year. They've gone 5-0 against the spread in those 5 games. But I'm a little bit sus of it. Milwaukee only 9-13 against the spread at home. They were really in a big time slump before beating the Bulls there last night. So, maybe they got theirs, and then you figure, well, hey, we got one. Milwaukee just 1-5 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games. They're also just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games at home. For New Orleans here, yeah, they've covered 4 of their last 6 games overall. Despite the fact they've just gone 5-15 straight up in their last 20, they're also just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games against the Bucks coming in. So, unless I'm kind of, missing the point here, or, look, I think we all can see that New Orleans has played a little bit better here of late. I mean, they did have that win over Memphis a few days ago, and they beat San Antonio on the road recently. They were on a little bit of a cover streak as well. It is a peculiar stat to be a favorite 5 times and to cover it all 5 times. Usually I'd be jumping up and down, and I love, those little angles, those little spread angles there that can catch someone by surprise, but I'm not trusting this at all. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bucks on the back-to-back. This one could be a case of, they know something, somebody knows something in there, but I guess I don't know anything because I'm going to take the Bucks against the Pelicans here. I mean, look, the Bucks still have 5 more wins, I think, than the Pelicans this year. They're 6 more wins. They're 19-29. New Orleans 13-39. So I'm still going to take the Bucks plus a few points in this one. Look, I'd give it to you if it was, a situation where maybe it was a pick 'em or something. But, man, a 5 here? Let's see what you guys have. I don't have any problem if anyone wants to take the Pelicans and say that this is not a great spot. But here we go. It's Cal Dog on the Pelicans. Mr. Wesker's going to be with me, I think, on the Bucks here. And Mr. Wesker says, I mean, come on, you're going to have them as a $2 favorite on the road, he says. It can't be favored like that. Timmy Two Shoes on the Bucks. He says the Pelicans are a trash second half team. So here, Cal Dog, right? Cal Dog, I'm still trying to figure things out. Well, I couldn't take sometimes I do squeeze a little bit of a shut-eye if the late games are, not great. But, San Diego State, they were they were not in a real battle there last night with Wyoming, but I was keeping my eye on them, and there was some good late action there, obviously. In the NBA, okay, let's see what else. Andre here's on the Pels. All right, I'm taking the Bucks. I've got all home teams so far here. All right, and the same thing goes true too. Look, I mentioned it here real quick. I was whining about the, the NFL Pro Bowl there. Look, I barely watched the highlights. I mean, I know that George Pickens won the MVP, but I saw him. What were they doing? A tush push where everybody's walking around. I mean, no thanks, no thanks. I'll barely. And the one thing also about the NBA, they started talking about the All-Stars there in the NBA, and Kawhi was named to the All-Star team, some subs in there as well. But I don't think I'm interested in this format. I think the NBA needs to stick to the East versus West. I think it's important to have the East-West representation in terms of comparing the conference. And look, I know it's just an All-Star game, but I want to see one game. I don't care if the score is, 179 to 165 or something. I'd rather see East versus West. You got 2 American teams and 1 international team. It's just not working for me right now with these. Let's get to only Major League Baseball's got the only All-Star game left here. It feels like, and I'm glad we got the Olympic break with I prefer that anyways here, although everybody's going to miss hockey with the way these season games are going. All right, let's keep it going right now in the NBA with the Celtics taking on the Rockets here. Hey, I think these guys met in the NBA Finals. Rockets here 3 wins in a row. Boston 3 wins in a row right now. Houston with consecutive wins over Atlanta, Dallas, and Indiana. Although they didn't cover against Dallas and Indiana. For Boston here, 3 wins, 3 covers, all his favorites, Sacramento, Milwaukee, and last night, Dallas. In the story there last night, just got to mention it because Dallas isn't playing tonight, but we certainly have to take a moment with Cooper Flag and another impossible night there. 36 points in 35 minutes for Flag last night, 12 of 24 from the field, 6 assists there. What a performance from Cooper Flag. They couldn't get the money. Hey, I mean, we were let's see. What did we do there? We had the under. We had the under in that game there with Boston and Dallas last night, but still Boston was able to get the win and the money there on the road. For Boston, they're 16-10 against the spread on the road, 9-5 against the spread as a dog. The Rockets are 19-25 against the spread as a favorite, 8-13 against the spread at home. We know the better team in this matchup has been the Boston Celtics right now, at least as far as covering the spread. That's what we like to talk about here. For Boston, though, they have won 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, although just 2-4 ATS in the last 6 meetings between the clubs. These two teams did have their first meeting already. It was 128-101. Houston got the win on the road at Boston as a 4.5-point favorite. Boston comes in having won 4 of 5 in addition to 3 straight right now. Houston, meanwhile, has won 5 of their last 6, but gone just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 overall. Boston's gone under in 6 straight games. Houston's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Houston's 7-14 to the under at home, and Boston's 10-16 to the under on the road. 10 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Hey, I got to have a total in here. I got to take the under in this one with Boston and Houston. Let's see what the chat says here in this one. And look at Andre here says he's got the Rockets here. If KD is in the lineup here, I expect him to be in the lineup here for sure. We will see what happens with Boston here with their new acquisitions and if they'll be ready to go here. I think Boston probably improved themselves again here. Andre says under in this one. And Mr. Wester says, you got to lay 6 here with this Houston team that really isn't really that adept at covering. They sure can win, but they have trouble, even in recent games, not covering spreads. They didn't cover against Memphis in a win. They didn't cover against Dallas in a win. They didn't cover against Indy in a win, basically here. So what makes you think they're going to cover here against Boston, even though Boston is on the back-to-back? But all right. And Mr. Wester says, that could be a factor there, right, because of the rest factor. But Timmy going to go under here as well. All right, let's keep it moving right now. Good NBA card here on Wednesday. Next up. Well, the Thunder are going to get another crack here at the Spurs or vice versa. Well, I guess the Thunder get another crack at the Spurs, right? We know what's been going on here in this series, although we did see the Thunder win the last one, 119-98 back on January 13th. They did cover in that one, but of course, before that, we know the 3 victories for the Spurs earlier this season. And right here, the Thunder favored by 2, maybe 1.5 total here. Has dipped here significantly over the last several minutes. I'm showing it down to 223.5 here, and you're going to want to get on that if you like the under and look to, because this thing's going to be moving here lower. I know some of the books are still as high as 225 right now, but promise you this one's going to be going down here. I'm going to even update it on my sheet right now. So I'm seeing Circa moving. This has been like the latest move here just within the last 5 minutes. Circa moved down to 223.5, and I don't think it's coming back, to be quite honest. Let's take a look at the matchup here with these two right now. You got Oklahoma City here. They've won 10 of their last 14 coming in, winners of 2 straight with wins over Denver and Orlando. Covered them both in that one. San Antonio has actually been alternating wins and losses. This is a chance. This would be a loss, but they did beat Orlando last time out, but 112 to 103 as a 5-point favorite. Oklahoma City is coming in here off of the win. The win was yesterday for OKC in that game against the Magic. OKC ended up blowing them out. Now they got to turn around and just make the short jaunt to San Antonio, but they're going to be in a hostile environment here. Oklahoma City just 2-5 against the spread last 7 games against the Spurs, and while they do have a couple of wins, we know this has kind of been the toughest stretch for the Thunder here mid-season. Definitely been banged up here. We know that for the last several games with several guys missing some time, and that could be the case here again today in this one. You got guard Jalen Williams. He's out of this game still. I mean, he's been out for a couple of weeks here right now. Mitchell is questionable here for the Spurs. Castle is questionable. Waters is out, and Sohan is out. So the Spurs are missing some parts here, it looks like. But let's see how you have it. For San Antonio here, they've won 6 of their last 9. But like I said, you got a San Antonio team that's gone under now in 7 straight games. They're 8-15 to the under at home. 6 of their last 7 at home have gone under. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I'm going right back to the under here. OKC has been trending over a little bit of late, but in this matchup, I'm going to go with the under here. 223.5 now between the Thunder and the Spurs. All right, let's see here. We've got Mr. Weskers likes the Spurs against the spread. And he's also got a parlay with the Knicks, the Raptors, and the Spurs. And Timmy says they'll get him again. He likes the Thunder to rock. Hello to Ron Jeff in the chat tonight. And Cow Dog's liking the Thunder here, it looks like. Dimitri went under in that. What is it? I got under on Dallas. Or he had the under on Dallas from yesterday, is that it? And the Ron Jeff Spurs plus the points. And Timmy Two Shoes talking about Pop in there. And we did see Pop. If you didn't see it, Timmy, I don't know if you saw him about a couple of weeks ago at the G League game with Austin in Austin. And he made an appearance at that game. All right, I'm on the under here in this one. Okay, the Grizzlies are on the road taking on the lowly Kings here. The two teams definitely struggling, but Memphis was able to pick up a win last time out. Memphis knocked off Minnesota 137 to 128 to snap a losing streak. Sacramento, though, they're still on a losing streak. Sacramento's lost 9 straight games coming into this one. Memphis was on a 6-game losing streak before they were able to pull that last one off. Sacramento just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 overall, but Memphis just 2-5 in their last 7. Memphis, however, 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games against Sacramento. These two teams met already twice this season. Memphis won them both, covered them both at home and on the road. One here in Sacramento back on November 30th, 115 to 107 is a 3.5-point favorite in that one. Kings favorite here, and maybe because they're at home. But again, this struggle bus right now, if you will, between these two teams. It just feels like the Kings are a little bit more struggling instead of the Grizzlies right now. But let's see how you have it here real quick with this matchup. I'm going to go to the chat and see what you have here. Okay, here we go. See if we got something in here. We got Westbrook over here for Andre. And Jimmy Two Shoes likes the Kings here, and he likes DeRozan to have a big game. Dimitri's on the over here. I'm on the Memphis Grizzlies, actually. Give me the Grizzlies here on the road, getting 2 points from Sacramento. I'm going to take them probably to win here. I'll grab the 2 points, but I like the Grizzlies in this one. All right, and the irony, huh? Look at this. You couldn't draw it up any better, huh? The Cavaliers are going to take on the Clippers here. Let's just hope that the players can find their way to the arena. Here, you actually wonder who will be in and out there. I guess James Harden would be ready to play, wouldn't he? Here in this one. Evan Mobley still out for Cleveland. For the Clippers, we'll see. Garland's still out. He still has a toe injury. He'll be battling that one here. And like I said, it's a little bit of a problem here right now. He's not ready to go. But, you wonder, Harden, he should be ready to go, shouldn't he, in this one? Cleveland here favored by 2. What an interesting game here. For Cleveland here, they're in off of a win over Portland. They've been playing very, very well. They did lose to Phoenix there the other night, but no doubt Cleveland improved, much improved here. They're still 14-26 as a favorite, 11-12 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, for the Clippers here, they are 13-11 ATS as an underdog. Take a look here at some of the moves and trends for the Clippers right now. You've got Clippers coming in having won 10 of their last 13. They're 14-6 against the spread in their last 20. For Cleveland here, 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. They've won and covered 6 of the last 9 against the Clippers overall. The two teams did meet back in November. Cleveland won it 120-105. They got the money at home in that one. Man, I got to see what you guys think in this one. Clippers have gone over in 4 of their last 5. They've also gone over in 6 of the last 8 meetings with Cleveland. Clippers are 15-9 to the over as a dog. Cleveland's 13-10 to the over on the road. Let's see what you got here. Man, what a storyline for this one, huh? Okay, let's see here. Here's Andres on the Cavs here in this one. Cal Dog's on the Cavs as well. Timmy likes Harden in there if he's playing. He likes Harden, it looks like, to have a big game against his former team. Memphis, Greg. Hey, there's Greg, everybody. All right. And Mr. Clippers are pathetic. Here's Mr. Westeros talking bad about my Clippers again. But come on, was it Steve Ballmer wasn't in the Epstein file? Oh, God, did I just say that? Can I say that? Am I going to get in trouble? Look what Solo says. Let's just chill here for the next for this next slate with the trade deadline coming. I think we had the big bomb there. You know what? I'm not sure about the Giannis situation. It looks like you gotta deal him, don't you? There's Mitchell for Timmy Two Shoe. And Mr. Wesker said, you know what? I mean, come on, this guy, Ballmer. Hey, look, Mr. Wesker, I know you know ball. And look, as a Clippers fan, right? Ballmer's a god compared to where this franchise. Remember, this is a franchise that had DTS, and it doesn't get any worse than that. All right. Um, Timmy says he likes Harden now with the Cavs. And Andre says this is a big moment for the Cavs to go after a player like Harden to maybe get him over the top. It's funny, right? Because we still talk about the Cavs. They've gone all the way here up to 30-21 now, doing a great job, but still just overrated every time as a kind of as a favorite here. And you're going to be favored here at the Clippers, who have been one of the hottest teams in the league. Greg does like Cleveland here. And Mr. Wesker says the Cavs are going to beat them. All right, any others here? You guys are all you guys are on the Cavs. I kind of want to go with my Clippers in this one. Okay, let's see here. Clippers looked bad against Philly. They did look bad against Philly in that one. Timmy says Harden probably not going to make the lineup, right? Couldn't find his way to the arena. He doesn't know where the arena's at. Yeah. And Kawhi, it was a nice, Kawhi named to the I think it was an all-star replacement. Was he? He deserves it. And Andre says Allen to go over in his points and assists there. All right, I'm going to take the Clippers. I'm taking the Clippers, you guys. I think Clippers, you want to look, part of me still loves James Harden for all the years, right? For every team he's been on. Is he trying to set some kind of record for the most teams to play for? But this just in, James Harden actually is demanding a trade from the Cavaliers already. Just kidding. Maybe not. But I think this is a great move. Now, no, look, they won't have Garland here, but I think that I don't want to say addition by subtraction when it comes to James Harden. But and I'm not just tooting the horn for my guy Kobe Sanders in there. He does look a little bit overmatched sometimes, but I think the Clippers are going to be fine. I mean, they're already on a tear here. I mean, you could argue that since the first of the year, the Clippers are right up there with the elite teams in the league as far as win-loss percentage is concerned. So, and some of the wins. All right, I'm going with the Clippers, and the NBA preview is over here. We've been on the air for 45 minutes, so we've got some college basketball to look at here on a Wednesday. Hopefully, I picked some good ones here. There's some big games all over the country tomorrow, but we've only got time for about 6 or 7 with a big 10-game NHL card. Only 2 NHL cards left before the Olympic break. Can't get the song out of my head from the other night at the Grammy Awards. Still, I love that. In a room full of people, I look for you. Would you avoid me, or would you look for me too? Tell me, is our story through? All right, I love it. I'm actually just trying to find all my games here with all these games tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Butler and Providence will kick us off. Who wants more concert time? Okay, Butler and Providence. I'm just trying to bide time to find my notes here for this game amongst this huge card here on Wednesday. Let's go to it with Big East action. I think I've tried to pick the most intriguing game of the major conferences. That's what I came up with as a theme for tonight's college action. And we've got Butler Bulldogs taking on Providence here. But both teams in a little bit of a slump here. Providence has lost 4 straight games coming in, but we got a closely rated game, and Providence is favored. 4 straight losses for the Friars to Marquette, Georgetown, Connecticut, and Villanova. Butler comes in here off of a pair of losses to St. John's and against Georgetown at home. Was a little bit disturbing. For Butler, they've lost 6 of their last 9. They're just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games overall here. Butler just 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games against the Friars. These two teams have met already this season, and what a game it was. 113-110 in 2 overtimes. Butler got the win at home. They were a 3.5-point favorite. However, Providence actually got the money in that one. And we can go to your comments and picks here. Hopefully you're with me on this. Providence has been struggling, no doubt about it, with losses in 7 of their last 8 and 4 of their last 5 at home. Providence has gone over in 7 of their last 8 games. Butler has gone over in 7 of their last 10, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'm taking the Providence Friars here, actually, to win this game. I'm going to take Providence in this one, -3.5, but maybe I like that under. I like the trends here for sure. You got Providence 8-3 to the over at home and 7-4 to the under as a favorite. I'm going to take Providence here. Okay, let's see here. Everybody like the song? I just can't. I'm almost disrupting my thought because it's in my head. I really like that song, man. Guy might be a one-hit wonder, but all right, here's Andre. He likes Butler plus the points. Timmy Two Shoes here. He's going over after all those trends. Mr. Westers, he's with me, taking on Providence. All right, and Cal Dog liking Providence here. So just buy it down to 2 points. That's good enough for him. And Providence for Andrew as well. Greg says 87-82. Providence gets the win here and the cover. I'm going to go with Providence here on Wednesday night. All right. All right, next up, got Tulsa Golden Hurricane taking on Florida Atlantic Owls here in this one. All right, here we go. Got to find all these games amongst the many here on Wednesday night. Just such a big card here, especially at 7 o'clock, man. Just a ton of games here at 7 o'clock. I love when they're all going off at the same time. But all right, here we go. Tulsa -2 on the road here. They are 19-3 coming in. They're on a big winning streak. FAU, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight games coming in for FAU. Losses to USF in there, Memphis, East Carolina. They really haven't come close in some of these games right now. Struggling for Tulsa. Meanwhile, a long winning streak here, and they're coming in off of a win over Wichita State at home. 93-83 is a 5.5-point favorite. Tulsa's won 6 straight and gone 5-1 against the spread in their last in those 6 games. Tulsa's gone over in 7 straight on the road, but Florida Atlantic has gone under in 6 of their last 9. These two teams have not yet met this season. Tulsa's 10-6 against the spread as a favorite, but FAU is 8-3 against the spread at home. Tulsa's 13-3 to the over as a favorite, 7-2 to the over on the road. They've gone over in 7 of their last 8 overall as well, but Florida Atlantic is still a little bit of an under team here, and this number is still pretty high for this matchup. Let's see what you got here. Tulsa and FAU, the teams did meet last season. FAU won at Tulsa, 79-55 is a 6-point favorite. FAU. Just when I started to say how good and impressed I was with this team, they've lost all 3 games. Still, Florida Atlantic has won 6 of their last 7 games at home, although just 1-5 again, 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 overall. And losing to ECU as a 10-point favorite last time was not good, so a little bit of a concern here for the Owls. But let's see what you've got here. I might be contrarian and go under here. Okay, let's take a look here. Tulsa for Cal Dog, Tulsa for Andre, and FAU is a fraud, I think is what Cal Dog is saying here. Timmy says, what's happened to FAU? But he'll take a shot. Gibson ratings here. Maybe he's leaning to Tulsa in the over. Timmy says, just can't take Tulsa right now. And Greg said, told you Buffalo was no slouch. Upset alert. They did lose, though. They got the money, however. All right. Man, I just feel so bad. I keep taking FAU, and they just keep disappointing me right now. Maybe they are getting handed their lesson here. This Tulsa streak is for real. It feels like. I mean, not only are they winning, but they are covering. I'm going to go under in this one with Tulsa and Florida Atlantic. Yes, Tulsa has a lot of overs here, but I think that they put this one at 164. I'm not sure we get to that number here in this one. Give me the under here. And look, I'm not going to, lecture anybody here or just write the numbers, but just take a look at the rash of unders yesterday. Yes, there were some games that went over as well, but in general, it was pretty much under city yesterday. The few that did go over kind of went drastically over, it felt like, but there were plenty of games down there in the 65, 60s, 60 to 58 range like that. Just felt like a lot of suppressed scoring in some of the games. Some of them were up there, there's no doubt about it. All right, Texas A&M taking on Alabama here. College basketball action for a Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific time, with Alabama favored in this one by 8. And the total here, 179. And now, interesting, there was some, I'm trying to think what was the game yesterday where we were talking about the big over? Oh, boy. Oh, it was was it the Ole Miss Tennessee game? Oh, well, let's keep it moving here. Obviously, we got a big over expected here. Texas A&M comes in here having won 4 straight games. They're 17-4 right now and looking darn good. You got to wonder what Texas A&M, could they end up sneaking in, getting back into the poll here right now? They do have consecutive wins over Texas, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Georgia, and they are on a cover streak. And they're 5-0 against the spread as an underdog coming in here, 6-1 against the spread on the road. Alabama, a bit pedestrian, just 9-12 against the spread overall, 5-9 against the spread at home. These two teams have not met this season. Alabama's kind of held over a little bit on A&M of late. A&M is 13-8 to the over this season. Look at this total, though, and again, kind of like maybe what I was talking about yesterday is you do have two teams that, this is a high scoring total. I get that, but these two teams are not necessarily producing a lot of overs. In fact, A&M's 3-4 to the under on the road, 2-3 to the under as a dog. Alabama 6-8 to the under at home. So let's see if you like this one between Texas A&M and Alabama here on Wednesday night. I'll go to the chat and see what you guys have with this one. But the A&M is playing terrific here, and I'm kind of wondering why they aren't up there in the top 25 here right now. All right, here we go with you guys in the chat. And we'll start it off with Mr. Wesker is liking Alabama here. Alabama's won 11 of their last 15 games. Gibson ratings here says I think that's a lead to Texas A&M and the under. Cal Dog likes the under as well. Alabama's gone under in 4 of their last 5. The series is under in 12 of the last 17 meetings, and A&M's gone under in 4 of their last 6. The Aggies have won 10 of their last 11 overall, 7 straight covers for Texas A&M as well. They are just 5-10 against the spread. Their last 15 against Alabama, but Alabama just 2-5 ATS in their last 7 right now, despite the fact they've won 11 of their last 16. I got to take Texas A&M here in this one against Alabama. Give me the Aggies for sure, plus all these points. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the Big 12 tonight in this one. And here we go. There we go. With BYU taking on Oklahoma State here. These two are kind of mired in the middle of the conference standings, but Houston spread was, of course, a little bit big against UCF. So let me look at this one here in the Big 12 tonight with BYU favored on the road against Oklahoma State. Here, yes, Oklahoma State's 3-5, but they're 15-6 overall. BYU comes in 5-3 in conference play. Of course, it's got a great overall record, 17-4. But look, you know how it is when you go into play at Oklahoma State. I mean, it's always going to be a rough and tumble crowd here. Still, BYU favored by 6. Total 163 for BYU. They've lost 2 straight here right now with losses to Arizona and at KU. They were getting 3.5 in that one, lost by 8 to Kansas. We're on Kansas in that one. Oklahoma State, meanwhile, comes in off of a road win at Utah. They were favored in that one. They got it done easily. They won by 12, but they did lose at home to Iowa State. They also lost at home to Baylor. So still, BYU's had some struggles covering any numbers here of late, not just winning games, but they've struggled to cover the numbers right now. And you got to lay 6 here at Oklahoma State. You know, I know Oklahoma State really hasn't made a big splash necessarily here this season, but still getting it done in a few of their efforts of late. They also beat Kansas State here at home, 84-83. They did not cover. They're just 5-9 against the spread at home, but 4-4 ATS as an underdog here. They're also 12-2 straight up at home, although just 2-6 straight up as an underdog, and BYU is undefeated straight up as an underdog this season at 14-0. But still, they did have, like I said, they've got to get the number here, much less win here in Stillwater. We'll go to the chat and see what you guys have with this matchup. BYU comes in having failed 6 straight games, despite going 14-3 in their last 17 overall. Oklahoma State's 14-6 in their last 20. BYU's gone over in 7 of their last 9 on the road, but Oklahoma State has gone under in 6 of their last 7. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, but that's a pretty big number there, 169. You know I'm on Oklahoma State here plus the points. You can hear it in my voice. I got to take the Cowboys here in this one. BYU won the matchup last year at home, 85-69, covering 14 points. Here is Mr. Wesker's on BYU, Cal Dog's on BYU, Andrew's on BYU. Oh boy, everybody's on BYU. Cal Dog's on BYU. Oh man, everyone's on BYU. What am I doing? All right, I guess I'm on an island here in Stillwater. Give me Oklahoma State. Should have checked the chat before I made my pick on that one. Could have just went with the total. All right, let me move on here and try to find something where I don't get made fun of in the chat. Here we go, ACC action here with Clemson taking on Stanford here with our ACC feature of the night. Look, Clemson, this is no joke, right, with Clemson right now. Still just a game and a half back behind Duke. What a job they've done this season. How are they only ranked 20th? I mean, come on, they're having a great year here, 18-4. They're overlooked. It feels like they've won 2 in a row here right now with wins over Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh. For Stanford, 4 straight losses here: Duke, Cal, Miami, and Florida State. Clemson 7-1 against the spread on the road, 12-8 against the spread as a favorite. Give Stanford some credit; they are 6-3. ATS as an underdog, but just 7-8 against the spread at home. Clemson's won 11 of their last 12. They've covered 5 straight on the road, and 5-1 ATS in their last 6 overall. Stanford just 1-4-1 ATS in their last 6. They've dropped 5 of their last 6 overall. They did cover against Miami, getting 9.5 as in a 9-point loss. Their last win came on January 14th against North Carolina in a 95-90 win as a 4-point dog at home, but does feel like Stanford here making some strides. Clemson's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Stanford's gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home. They're also 3-6 to the under as an underdog here. Stanford's gone under in 12 of their last 18 games coming into this one. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here with Clemson taking on Stanford in this one. Here's Cal Dog, likes Clemson here. The Gibson ratings are on Clemson, maybe the under. Yep, that's what he said. Timmy Choo Shoes got Stanford here. I'm actually on the over in this one, gang. Give me the over here. Hey, these two teams did meet last year. It was 85-71. Clemson got the win on the road as a 14-point favorite. Clemson was at home as a 14-point favorite, or as a 14-point win as a 10.5-point favorite. There we go. I'm on the over in this one. On Andrew K. likes the Tigers. All right. Hey, I've got a couple more here. I'm not done. We haven't stopped in the Big Ten yet. Let's go to our Big Ten feature here with Iowa taking on Washington here tonight in Seattle. Got Iowa coming in here, 1.5-point favorite. Iowa's 16-5, winners of 4 straight right now, including wins over Indiana, Rutgers, USC, and they did beat Oregon the other night. Covered on the road, 9.5. Who doesn't cover against Oregon right now? For the Huskies here, they've covered 4 straight. They just won at Northwestern, 76-62. They also covered against Illinois, getting double digits. They won at home against Oregon, covered, and they also covered at Nebraska for 4 straight covers here for the Huskies right now. And Iowa looking good, but watch out in this one. Iowa is what it feels like here. Iowa still a 4-1 straight up. They've covered 13 of their last 19 coming into this one. They're 16-5 overall coming in. Washington is 8-4 against the spread at home, 7-3 against the spread as an underdog, but Iowa's 10-4 against the spread as a favorite, 4-1 against the spread on the road. For Washington here, they've covered 7 of their last 8 as well, despite the fact they've dropped 6 of their last 9. Washington's gone under in 7 straight games, including 6 straight unders at home. See what you guys have here in this one. Washington taking on Iowa. Last year's meeting, Iowa won at home 85-79, but they did not cover 6.5. In the chat, Cal Dog is on the over here. Mr. Weskers likes the Hawkeyes here. Gibson ratings skeptical of the spread here. I'm on the Huskies actually against Iowa here. I like the Huskies to win this one. Timmy Two Shoes is on Iowa. You guys are on Iowa. You guys are on Iowa. All right. Iowa 9-5 to the over as a favorite. They've gone over in 5 of their last 7. I might lean under, but I'm going to take Washington here. Okay. One more here. One more. We got to go up to the Mountain West as well and see what's going on out there after San Diego State won there last night to keep going atop the standings here. Can Utah State keep pace? They're a half a game back, and New Mexico's a half game back. These two teams are tied a half a game back of the San Diego State Aztecs at 9-2 right now. We got a big one here at the pit. You know what it's like going down to the pit. These guys, great records here. Utah State 18-3, New Mexico 18-4. New Mexico's won 4 straight right now. They winners over Fresno, Nevada, UNLV, and San Jose, but they went just 1-3 against the spread in those games, laying too many points. They're only laying 1.5 here to the Aggies, of course. The Aggies have won 3 straight over Colorado State, Wyoming, and San Diego State last week. The Aztecs got the money in that one. In fact, Utah here just 1-2 in those 3 wins against the spread. For New Mexico, they are 12-9 ATS. This is only the second time Utah State's been an underdog all season. They lost there in their only other underdog opportunity. For New Mexico, meanwhile, they're 12-0 at home. I mean, you go into the pit. We know what this is like. I mean, how can you, as good as Utah State has been, I mean, how can you go against New Mexico here, especially with my man, Shot Fake Jake? You know, New Mexico has the former UCSD coach in there, and he's been doing a great job with the Lobos. They're probably one of the more overlooked teams in the country, it feels like, so far this season. I love what New Mexico's doing, and one of these teams is going to be tied with San Diego State, and the other one's going to be a game back, and that's dangerous because the Mountain West, they may get two bids, right? They may get 2 bids, but they're probably not going to get 3. I mean, this is almost a playoff game now, and you could win the conference tournament here, no doubt, and that puts you in. So, but again, a loss here this is such a huge game, man. All right, Utah State comes in just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6. New Mexico's 10-3 against the spread in their last 13. They've won 7 of their last 8. Utah State has won 11 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams. Utah State's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games overall. New Mexico's gone over in 6 of their last 7, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. New Mexico's 10-5 to the over as a favorite, and 8-4 to the over at home. This number's pretty high, but I have a feeling this score is going to be pretty high in the end. These two teams have not met yet this season, but New Mexico did win last year here, 82-79 as a 4.5 point favorite. Utah State got the money in that game. Let's see what you guys have there in this big one in the Mountain West. All right, here we go. Gibson ratings here on New Mexico. Cal Dog on New Mexico. And Ice the Bookies, I believe he's got Michigan tomorrow. I think he's talking about Utah State for the Big Blue. And let's see here. Over for Timmy Two Shoe. Timmy Two Shoe also throwing in Gonzaga in there. And Cal Dog. Everybody's got to make fun of the ABQ here. Yeah, I'm always going to take probably New Mexico here. Give me New Mexico in this one over Utah State. Very tough to win here, even for a quality team like Utah State. That's it for the college games here on a Wednesday. Hope those were okay. There were some other big games, man, but come on. I had technical difficulties. I had I had issues. Let's go to the hockey tonight. Hey, solid hockey card yesterday here on Night Moves yesterday. Man, I don't know if we were, I couldn't find a loss early on. We had to Columbus on the road against New Jersey yesterday. We had the over in Ottawa and Carolina. We also had a winner here yesterday, Penguins and the Islanders over. And we also had the Buffalo Sabres. Oh, heartbreak for Buffalo, wasn't it? Man, they were winning that game against Tampa Bay, gave up the late goal, and then lost it. You still got a point out of it, but nonetheless, Tampa did end up getting the win. But we had our pick in there yesterday. I believe was on the Sabres there, right? On the puck line. Sabres on the puck line is what it was. And then we had Maple Leafs Oilers over. So not bad, 5-2 yesterday in the NHL here on Night Moves. So let's have another great day here with our card. Oh, man. Too many sheets. Okay, here we go. Big card here. Stay tuned. 10 games. Here we go. We're going to win. The Boston Brew. Oh, let me get it right here. Hey, we got 3 dozen of you here, and I'm trying to hang in there. Bruins and Panthers here to start us off. NHL action for Wednesday. Why not have a good one here with the Bruins on the road? Did fall last time out to Tampa Bay, 6-5 in the Outdoor Classic. That had to be a heartbreak, but hey, they've had a couple days to rest their achy hearts here. They're obviously still playing very, very well right now, are the Bruins. But Panthers here, what's happened? They built us back up and made us believe again, and now here we are on a 4-game losing streak for the Panthers, coming in with losses to Utah, St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Buffalo. 3 of the 4 losses coming at home. So looks like Tarasov in there for the Panthers in this one. Panthers also coming in. They lost to Buffalo 5-3. Buffalo beats everybody right now. This Buffalo team is impossible to beat. All right, for Boston here, look, they've been on a pretty good roll here despite the loss last time out. Still won their previous 2 against Nashville and Washington at home. For the Bruins here right now, they come in having won 10 of their last 13 games, although they're just 3-7 in their last 10 games against the Panthers overall. Panthers have lost not only 4 in a row, but 6 of their last 7 games at home. They're still favored in this one, $1.40. Boston's gone over in 7 of their last 8, including 5 straight on the road. Florida's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming in, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. Florida's 23-16 to the over as a favorite. Boston 15-10 to the over on the road. Man, kind of want to take the Panthers though here as a favorite. Give me the Panthers tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take them here to snap a 4-game losing streak. I'm going to take Florida in this one. Let's see what we have here from the chat. Okay, Greg here. It's on the Panthers. Cal Doc says the Bruins wake up. It's Panthers that need to wake up, though. Timmy says Reinhart to score. Panthers will be there eventually. Cal Dog says he's got Swayman in the nets here tomorrow for Boston. All right. Let's see here. I'll take a look at the few sites here, see what's going on. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on it here, but no doubt Swayman is the better option over the backup here, Corpusalo. And I'm showing some of the sites also with Bobrovsky, but I'm showing Tarasov here possibly. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take the Panthers though here. All right, next up. Hey, another good one here, man. Montreal taking on Winnipeg. In this one, yeah, Winnipeg's had their struggles here. Montreal did have their 3-game winning streak snapped last time out against Minnesota. They had wins over BGK, Colorado, and they beat Buffalo. So they must be the best team in the league. They did lose to the Wild last time out, 4-3 in overtime. So Montreal's been playing great, no doubt about it. Going up against a Winnipeg team here that they're starting to fight back again a little bit, but they really have never gotten any momentum going. They're off of a loss at Dallas, 4-3 last time out. They played pretty well in that game. It did go to overtime, but Dallas was able to get the win. For Montreal here, they've won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Montreal's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road, and also 6 of their last 9 to the over overall. Montreal won the first meeting of the season at home 3-2 back in early December. Winnipeg's dropped 6 of their last 9. They've also gone under in 6 of the last 8 meetings against Montreal, but they have gone over in 6 of their last 9 overall. I mean, these two teams are big-time overs. They're combined 66 and 45 to the over. Montreal 22 and 10 to the over as an underdog. They're still an underdog here, but I'm showing some books actually have moved Montreal to a slight favorite. One big offshore square book has here. The sharp books are still holding on to the. I have a typo in there, actually, don't I? Thanks. Sorry about that, you guys. Let's put the right banner up here so we don't confuse anybody. Make sure I've got the right notes in here. Okay. Anyways, all the information we were reading off was correct. Obviously, just the graphic was wrong. But Montreal 18-10 to the over on the road, 22-10 to the over as an underdog. Winnipeg 17-10 to the over as a favorite. But I got to take Montreal here actually as a play. So we'll mess with the total just yet. I'm taking Montreal to keep the momentum going here. Give me Montreal in this one over Winnipeg here. Once again, I'll take the Habs. All right, and let's see here. Hope Cal Dog, sorry about the typo there. Hope you can make your pick again, obviously. Habs in Winnipeg for Timmy. He'll take Montreal. He's got Montreal's team total over here. And right, Mr. Wesker, Mr. Wesker, this is what people love about it. And look, as someone who, obviously on this show over the past almost 10 days now, we've really been very solid on these NHL picks. And, it's funny because the margins feel so thin, right? Especially when you're talking about some of these now favorites of, it doesn't seem like any team should be more than $2 anymore in this league. All right. Timmy's all over Montreal. Let's move on. Here's the Blue Jackets game, you guys, with the Blackhawks on the road here, taking on Columbus. Columbus is, they're a little bit higher than this right now, actually. We usually don't see the favorite line go up overnight, but, well, I guess we can leave it there. I'm showing some $1.55 right now at DraftKings. I'm showing a couple of books just ticked on up here to $1.53 or so, with Columbus here at home. 28, 20, and 7. This Columbus team is so hot right now, almost unstoppable. 6 straight wins here right now, 5-1 in their last 6 at home. Chicago just 1-5 straight up. In their last 6. Columbus just 3-7 in their last 10 games at home against Chicago. However, Chicago has lost their last 6 games to Columbus overall here. Chicago is in off of a win. They stopped their losing streak, beating San Jose 6-3. I kind of want to give them a chance here. Look at this line. It looks like it's broken here. Columbus is just too hot. I know that Sharps are all over Chicago in this game. I can't do it. I can't do it. These are the ones where you're supposed to follow the Sharps. I know in this one, man. And again, $1.40. Why isn't this one $1? Why isn't this one $2? Right, the way Columbus is playing. Maybe the Sharps are just keeping it on the cheap here right now. Columbus did win back just a couple of 5 days ago. I think it was 4-2. They won over Chicago at Chicago. Columbus's win streak, man, they just taken all comers here. They're 14-4 as a favorite this season. 14-8 at home right now. Columbus has gone over in 12 of their 18 games as a favorite. And Chicago's gone over in 4 of their last 5 and over in 5 of their last 7 on the road. I'm going to take the over here with Chicago and Columbus. I wish Chicago was getting a better price. I think you're supposed to take Chicago in here, wink, wink. I don't want to, but, man, let's see what you got. No one's going to want to take Chicago, I'm sure.
Major line move.
Okay, here we go. Blue Jackets for Andre. Timmy Two Shoes like and Werenski for an assist. Blue Jackets for Cal Dog. There's no reason why you shouldn't be taking the Blue Jackets at such a discount price. In fact, the Sharps are the one in my mind keeping this price reasonable. I believe the Sharp money is on Chicago. I would think the Blue Jackets the way they're playing right now, they should be $1.75 in this matchup. And I think it's a huge discount for Columbus, but usually when the Sharps are on a game like this, they're usually always right. All right, I might just be making stuff up, but my algorithm over here. Let's just move on. I'm taking the over. All right, next up, Minnesota Wild on the road here, taking on the Nashville Predators. Oh, I guess George Soros is in goal for the Panthers and not Juice Soros. Okay, here we go. Make sure we get let's make sure we at least spell the goalie names right. All right, Minnesota, winners of 4 straight coming in. They have wins over Chicago, Calgary, Edmonton, and Montreal. Minnesota 16-8 on the road this season. For Nashville, they are 15-12 at home this season. These two teams did meet back in December. Minnesota lost 3-2 at home to Nashville, but Minnesota won at home earlier in November, 3-2. So the turnaround here playing in Nashville here tonight. Gustafsson expected in goal against Saros here. For Minnesota, they come in having won 5 of their last 6. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams overall. Nashville's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games. Minnesota's gone over in 9 of their last 10 on the road and 11 of their last 12 overall. 11 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two here in Minnesota. I don't know how that's possible. The last 2 games are just 3-2. In fact, 3 of the last 5 meetings are 3-2. But I guess that means the games here in Nashville have been a little bit higher scoring for sure. All those 3-2 games. Well, the last one here was the only under, basically. I'm going over here. I got to go over in this one. In fact, I think the line is, well, it's not necessarily juiced to the over. Give me the over here in this one. I've got another over. Hey, was it on this show last night that we said that I liked the Grand Salami over yesterday? It was close, right? If you got it, actually moved from 46.5 down to 44.5 there yesterday in the Grand Salami. I don't know if were we talking about on this show yesterday, because I said, I think the Grand Salami is going to come 44.5, and I like it over. But if it comes 46, it landed 45. So I think I got it right. Maybe it landed right in the middle. But I'm going to take the over in this one with Minnesota and Nashville. All right, let's see here. Timmy went with the Predators in this one. Hey, I want to say hello to, I hope I got it right, GSM Merck. So good to have you, GSM Merck. He says, why not take the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 1.5 in that game? Look, I don't mind that. I mean, obviously that would be, probably minus 275, I think, on that reverse puck line. But hey, I think they'll be. They're not going to lose this game by 2 goals to the Blackhawks. There's Cal Dog on the Wild. Jimmy Chucha says Minnesota's going to hammer these guys. Minnesota's in a better spot. He thinks Minnesota can win the Stanley Cup. Tarasenko, anytime goal. Cal Dog says, what will the Grand Salami be tomorrow, right? What do you think it will be? It's got to be, it's got to be 69 or 70, right? I don't know. Did I do it again, Timmy? Man, I'm struggling here on the graphics. What's wrong with me? Well, I was in a little bit of a hurry, obviously, here. Let me fix that, though. So it's down, just my Wi-Fi was having problems, and then I had to rush putting the graphics up. Okay, here we go. I'm on the over in that one. Thanks for telling me that. I like to have the. I'm gonna stick here for 1 second. I like to have the graphic up there for the shorts that we do. Okay, let's move on. Red Wings, Mammoth, Talbot. See, look at how fast I was going. I can't even spell Talbot right. 3 of the 5 graphics have had typos in the hockey segment. Fire the producer. All right. You got the Red Wings here on the road, taking on the Mammoth in this one. Detroit coming in here off of a win. They're 33-18-6, but they were on a 3-game losing streak, but were able to beat Colorado last time out in revenge for the 5-0 loss. They beat them 2-0 on the road there. Hey, we were on the Red Wings, remember, in that one. For Utah here, they're off of a 6-2 win over Vancouver. Who doesn't beat up on Vancouver at this point? For Utah, 16-8 at home right now. 22-14 is a favorite, but Detroit 15-8 on the road. They've been one of the best underdogs in the league, and road teams are 17-13 as an underdog. Man, Detroit's been awesome. These two teams met once so far this season. Back in December, it was 4-1 in favor of the Mammoth. They got the win on the road in that one. Utah playing pretty well here of late. Detroit's been, stuck a little bit here. Feels like the momentum is kind of more with the Mammoth. They've been looking good. Yeah, they had an easy game there against Vancouver. Detroit's won 5 of their last 7 on the road, but just 2-4 in their last 6 games overall. Utah, meanwhile, has won 10 of their last 14 and 5 of their last 6 games at home. Detroit actually has won just 1 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Utah and Detroit have gone under in 4 of their last 5 meetings coming in, and also 4 of the last 5 meetings here between the two teams in Utah have gone under. Well, maybe a couple of them were in Arizona. So I'm just going to take Utah here in this one. I like this momentum right now. Give me the Mammoth here against Detroit. Red Wings here for Timmy Tushu. He says the 140, that's very insulting to have Utah that strong of a favorite against this Detroit team that's playing so well right now. We give Utah a lot of credit here, but they're obviously going to be in a battle here rest of the way if they want to make it to the postseason. But they're right now within the playoff bubble, so soon we'll have to start paying attention to the playoff chase. And it's going to be wild this year. It just feels like it, right? All right, Cal Dog's on the Red Wings here. So you guys are all over the Red Wings, and I'm on the Mammoth. Okay, next up. Oh, man, look at this. The Sharks are on the road. And look, they're treating these spreads like it's, last year, the year before, whatever. I mean, the Sharks, okay, they've lost 3 in a row. I get it. But still, they've been the most improved team in the NHL this season. They're 27, 23, and 4. I mean, come on. And the Avalanche, again, they're still going through one of their toughest spells of the season. The Sharks have lost 3 in a row, so consecutive losses here to Edmonton, Calgary, and Chicago, and this is their 5th straight road game. Meanwhile, for Colorado, they're off of a loss to Detroit, but they've lost 3 of 4. They lost to Montreal and also to Ottawa. So, now, come on. There's no chance I'm taking anything with Colorado here. Whatever it is, I'm on the Sharks on the puck line. At 290, at least they'll be probably a pick 'em. Let's see if it's at least a little bit less, but give me Chicago. Give me San Jose for sure here at plus 1.5. At minus 105, I guess it says here right now. I didn't even bother with the trends here. Just take one look at that price, and I'm in. Give me the Sharks. For the Sharks here, don't mean to make too much fun of them in this matchup. It's not actually, it's not a great matchup over the years, but that's because the Sharks have been, awful. So Avalanche have won 10 straight games at home against the Sharks. Sharks have won just 1 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams overall. But Colorado's lost 5 of their last 7. They've lost 5 of their last 6 at home. Can't say San Jose has been, overly terrific of late with those 3 straight losses. But I thought they played well against Edmonton. They played well against Calgary. Yeah, they lost them both, but the Edmonton game was an overtime loss, so they salvaged a point in that one. They just keep producing here. Do the Sharks. Speaking of, teams that are going to be battling for the postseason now, they've got their work cut out for them, and I imagine the second half they'll fade a little bit. But look, they've had an outstanding season here so far for them. Like I said, no team is more profitable than the San Jose Sharks. They have given back a little bit here of late, but still up 13.5 units so far this season, only up there with Boston right now. So got to take the Sharks here, plus the 1.5 goals. Sharks on the puck line for Cal Dog. Mr. Weskers can't believe 290. Timmy says the odds are going to bounce back here in this one. Cal Dog says to sprinkle the money line even on the Sharks here. Timmy on the under. Sharks puck line for Andre. Mr. Westers likes the Red Wings better than the Abs. Yeah, maybe that was a good series. Remember, they did split them. Obviously, Avalanche did win the first one on the road 5-0, and then lost at home 2-0. Jimmy says the Avs will open it up here. Sharks puck line for Cal Dog. All right, we're cooking now. The show's almost over, you guys. Thanks for holding on with me here all night long. All right, the Blues are taking on the Stars. Action here for Wednesday. Another one where the Star. Okay, I can get a little bit here. I can understand this one a little bit better. Stars are heating up again right now. Just what they needed with their consecutive wins here, win streak for the Dallas Stars right now. And that's put them as a 220 favorite here. Dallas has won 5 straight games coming into this one. They've also won 6 straight at home against St. Louis. St. Louis has lost 9 straight games on the road. They're just 1-7 in their last 8 games overall. St. Louis has gone over in 5 straight, although 14 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone under. They met last month. It was 4-3 last month. It was a week ago. 4-3, Dallas got the win at St. Louis. And also they met earlier, basically the third time in the last 11 days or so. Dallas won them both there 3-2 and 4-3. So they still couldn't find the puck line despite their dominance overall in this series. So Dallas just has a way of making everything interesting here right now. Let's see what you have in this one. Cal Dogs on the over. And that might be it. This one is a little bit tougher, right? Because of the Dallas just can't find the way to win these games on the puck line here right now. But if you did take them on the puck line, it'd be big time plus money. I think Dallas minus 1.5 here is plus $1.17 or so. St. Louis minus $1.40 on the puck line. They've been so bad here of late with this losing skid on the road. They did beat Florida at home 5-4. I mean, practically every game for this Blues team is a 1-goal game, but they're 7-16 on the road this season. They're 26-12 as a puck line favorite. Dallas 10-31 as a puck line favorite, only 25%. Like I said, you usually want to see 30%, at least 33% for puck line favorites in this range. So, gosh, it seems like you're still supposed to take the Blues here. Man, this one has me wanting to just give up here. All right, give me the under in this one with St. Louis and Dallas. I'll always default to the under with this matchup. St. Louis, though, has been giving up some goals here of late. And last 5 games, the Blues have given up 24 goals. Cal Dog likes the over. Rantanen for a goal. And how about Maverick Bork? Hey, we're not done yet. Canucks and Golden Knights NHL action here for, I think this price is wrong, right? The price is wrong. Yeah, it's $3, not $2. And well deserved. I mean, this is okay. We found a puck line we can go with here. I think I'm just gonna take the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights here have lost. They're on a massive losing streak here right now. Golden Knights struggling, 5 straight losses here, believe it or not. But they get to play Vancouver here. Vancouver's dropped 16 of their last 18 overall. They're just 1-5 straight up in the last 6 against Vegas. They've dropped 7 straight on the road. But I'm going to take the Golden Knights here. I think this is a game where they get off the schneid against this bad Vancouver team here. Look, the schedule hasn't been exactly easy, but not hard either. BGK, these losses to Ottawa, Montreal, Dallas, Seattle, and Anaheim, they haven't looked very good. But Vancouver, they've been hanging in there for sure. Right now, Vancouver did beat Anaheim. They played well against Toronto. They played well against Pittsburgh, still lost those games. They are 14-31 as an underdog this season, but they're 25-20 as a puck line underdog. It's not great. And VGK just 11-36 is a puck line favorite here, but I'm going to do this one. I'm going to take the Golden Knights here to break out of this slump here, and I'll take them on the puck line in this one at still minus $1.15 or so on the puck line. I'm going to take one puck line tonight. It's going to be Golden Knights against Vancouver. It's going to be a pretty square play, but just, I would have been more apt to take a Vancouver puck line here if the Golden Knights have won 5 in a row, I think, rather than lose 5 in a row. Okay. And hey, Jermaine was here in time to check us out. All right. The Oilers are on the road taking on the Flames here. The Oilers favored $1.30 total, 6.5. And maybe shaded to the under, maybe 6.5 flat. Man, a lot of these puck lines here just. Well, maybe I didn't have the right juice on some of those, you guys. I think I was hurrying through. Apologize for example, the Stars and the Avalanche had a 6.5 flat, and it's obviously 6.5 heavily shaded the over. But got to be honest, I was whipping through the graphics there with my technical issues. Okay, Edmonton here taking on Calgary in this one, and got Edmonton here off of a couple losses here of late. To Minnesota and Toronto at home. They were on a homestand, and they didn't play that well on that last homestand. For Calgary here, look, we know they can get it done at home. They beat San Jose the other night, although they did lose to Toronto, a team that they never frankly beat here. But you know who Calgary does beat? They beat the Edmonton Oilers sometimes. Edmonton's won 12 of the last 17 meetings between the two teams overall. Edmonton's also won 4 of their last 5 on the road right now. It's at home that's been giving them the problems. They were just on a long homestand as they hit the road here coming into this one. For Calgary here, they've gone under in 6 of the last 7 meetings against Edmonton, and 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under here, which, you think of this series and you might say over City every time, but Calgary won the meeting back here in December 3-2. Edmonton did win at home 5-1 earlier in the month, or earlier 4 days earlier. They played the 2 games in a span of 5 days last month. I'm taking Calgary here as an underdog in this one. They have lost 6 of their last 7, 5 of their last 7 at home. Yes, Edmonton maybe has their number. I'm taking Calgary here tonight to get one done as a dog in this one. Flames for Cal dog. Timmy doesn't like Yari at all. I got one more here tonight, and then the show's over. Thanks for hanging in, everybody. Kraken taking on the Kings here in LA. Kraken had their winning streak snap last time out, a loss at Anaheim 4-2. Kings, meanwhile, finally are back home here after the long Grammy road trip. In a room full of people. All right. Finally back home after that long road trip. They didn't play poorly. They got some wins there. Detroit, St. Louis, Philadelphia. Right now, the Kings come in here on a little bit of a good run. They're 4-2 in their last 6 games, but they have lost 4 of their last 5 at home, but that was a long time ago. Seattle, meanwhile, comes in here 4-1 in their last 5, but they've dropped 4 there. 4 of their last 5 on the road. These Ramones ready. This is usually the nap time now. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Kings have gone under in 8 of their last 10 coming in, but Seattle's been having some good offense here of late. I like what I've seen right now. If this thing's really, it's 5.5 shade to the over. I know that, but I'm going over in this one tonight with the Kraken and the Kings. One of the few 5.5s in there, but I'm taking the over in this one between the Kraken and the Kings. The last two meetings already this season were both 3-2. Seattle won them both, one at home, one here in LA. Both games were in December within a 2-week span, but I'm taking the over in this one tonight with the Kraken and the Kings. All right. Jermaine says you got the Kraken there on the back-to-back following the loss there last night at Anaheim. Kings have had a couple of nights off here, but still they're a $2 favorite. Oh. All right. That's going to do it here for Night Moves. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your patience with me here today. But I think that's going to do it. Let's get you out of here. You guys stuck with me all the way. Be back tomorrow with more Night Moves. And don't forget, it's Super Bowl week, man. Any movement here now? Still looking like maybe it dipped back down to 45.5 here at those books that were just shading the over a little bit and spread 4.5, although we're still on Bet Online 5 -08, South Point -5 tonight. So maybe a little bit of a, oh man, a bit of that bad graphic there on this one too. Maybe a little bit of a move here in the last 24 hours, adding a little bit of money on that Seattle side here, huh? Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Be back tomorrow with more Night Moves for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.